On continuing the investigation plot, Sergeant Monahan calls up Detective Larson and tells him that the Stitchwraith was spotted at the fire site, but this is the second time it has been spotted there. How I saw this was about the fire specifically. Referencing a place burned down seems to reference either FNAF 3 or FNAF 6, putting this about after 2023 or something, but that could be a misdirect. Maybe Fredbear's or Circus Baby's Pizza had burned down, so we don't know if this is misdirecting us or not yet. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't continue the house investigation plot, because that was going to be really interesting, but it's possible that that house is the same one from one of the other stories in this book. I don't have the book yet. The rest of the story follows a doctor named Phineas Taggart. He is researching the effects of extreme human emotions on objects and surroundings. He has been purchasing a bunch of quote-unquote haunted objects from auctions. Haunted objects are just items that are charged with human emotions, specifically the energy of agony. Apparently, agony is the most powerful of human emotions. Phineas works in an old factory and has a bunch of energy measurement devices, including an REG machine. That day, Phineas had ordered 4 haunted items: some party plates, a mirror that witnessed a man murder his entire family, a jack-in-the-box, and a very special 4th item. All these items are supercharged with the energy of agony, and he is prepared to transfer the energy from those items to the 4th item. The 4th item is a bare endoskeleton, most likely from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He starts the essence transfer process, though the human eye can't see it, but apparently blue light can show it better, but it disrupts the field. So apparently this agony essence is most likely a remnant, but in a non-physical form. He powers up the endo fully with the excess agony energy from those other items, but it isn't ready yet. It basically needs a head to be presentable and a power source, but it probably doesn't require a head. He goes to some of his other haunted items and grabs this mechanical doll. This thing has been heavily drawn on and has a white face with black marker drawn on the details. He uses its head for the endo. Then he goes and gets a fetch animatronic and uses its power source for the power source on the endo. The endo then immediately activates and touches him, but when it touches him, he feels a sudden pain and then is found dead later. His body is withered and he has black streaming down the sides of his face from his eyes. So, this random endo that this guy made, kind of made at least, is the Stitchwraith. It's not Ennard. Scott threw us off pretty good. And after killing him accidentally or on purpose, it grabs a cloak and runs off. So, that just got interesting. What I'm really wondering is what endo this is. It must have been one somehow involved with a death or murder at Freddy's. I almost feel like Fetch was meant to set up this story. There's so much overlap between the two because he uses a Fetch power module. There's a reference to a field, which is probably the 0-point field, which is how data is transferred between REG machines and the human mind or wherever it's going. And then there's the reference of REG machines, which are random event generators, and Fetch is probably a random event generator itself. But it's just interesting. Maybe Fetch didn't have much to do with the connected FNAF story. Maybe Fetch was meant to set this whole backstory up. The story also gives us a kind of explanation to what Remnant is. It's just kind of agony energy, but Remnant is physical form, like a liquid. So agony energy could actually explain a lot of details from the original FNAF games, like why posters move at random, why signs change, why the paper pals specifically move, because maybe those were items infused with this kind of agony energy. On the topic of the doll with the white face and apparently black drawn-on features, I'm not sure. I haven't read the rest of the stories in the book, so I'm not sure if that doll is referenced in one of those. It's likely, though, and I'm betting that the same doll with those black drawn-on features is somehow related to the previous Stitchwraith story with the house where one of the drawers has a bunch of black drawings on it, which would make sense, but I'll just have to read the book when it gets here. If you have any thoughts on this story, please leave your ideas in the comments. Thoughts and theories are accepted, and I will read some of them. And I will be doing individual videos, basically summaries of each story when I get the book.